listen to discipline dissonance. This is the difference. This kid is out.
I'm done. I'm sorry. Hey guys, if you ever wondered what I look like in the morning, this is it. I mean, what are these braids? Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. In this video, I'm doing something kind of different that I haven't done on this channel before, but I want to do a lot more of. I want to do more of these type of videos on my channel because I really enjoy watching them, so I thought it'd be fun to make some of my own. So I am doing kind of a chatty, get ready with me situation, but this one's kind of specific to school, so it's kind of school-centric of what I would wear to school if I was wearing full face makeup. A lot of times I don't wear any makeup to school, but if I decide to, this is probably what I would go for. In this video, I'm going to be showing you my back to school hair routine. Typically, yet again, I just throw my hair up in a ponytail for school. Not super intense, but I'm going to show you how I would do like loose, kind of easy curls for back to school. So the first step would be for me to go to sleep in little French braids, which I think is hilarious because I have such short hair now that it's literally like nothing. Like they don't even like touch my shoulders. They're so tiny. So my hair is gonna look kind of messy because I literally slept in this last night. So you're just gonna have to deal with my flyaways in such situations until we get to the second part of this video. So let's get started on this makeup tutorial. I don't know if any of you guys are obsessed with Hamilton like I am, but it's an issue. Like I feel like once you become obsessed with Hamilton, it's like, it's a lifestyle. It's not like just a like, oh, I like this music like it typically is. Like, no. Like your head is constantly filled with Hamilton lyrics. And I know I'm late to the party. Not even, I just am still obsessed with it. It's a problem. Okay, so I'm going to zoom you guys in, so prepare yourselves for close-up action. Okay guys, so the first step that we are going to do is going to be putting on primer. So this is the L'Oreal Magic Lumi Primer. I actually just got this like a couple weeks ago, and every time I've used it, I really like it. It's like a white primer, and it's like has sparkles in it, and I really like it because I have really dry skin, so it really like illuminates the entire situation you have going on, and I really like it. Like I have been using it pretty much every day. It's a lot like the, okay, I actually can't really compare it that much because it's definitely a different color and a different consistency than the Becca Backlighting Primer, but it reminds me of it. The only difference with this is that it actually feels like it keeps my foundation on better than that. So I don't quite know why that is, but it feels like my skin is like a little bit tackier, like it's ready for my foundation to go on. I don't know, man. But yeah, I love that. It's also drugstore, so it's like way easier to get your hands on. I appreciate it. So the next thing is going to be my infallible Pro Glow L'Oreal Paris whatever foundation. I am in the shade 201, and I love this stuff. Honestly, I got their Pro Matte and I was like, oh, I love this. Not really. I have such dry skin that I like can't love it. I'm also using a damp beauty blender. I just got a beauty blender. A beauty blender for the first time, and I really am enjoying the entire situation. But yeah, I have yet again such dry skin. This is such a nice alternative for foundation. Also, I don't have a mirror here, so I'm going to be using a mirror in one of my palettes because I can't do my makeup without a mirror. I'm sorry, I'm not a professional. I was going to try to use the viewfinder, but it's not gonna happen. Okay, so what else is going on in my life? School for me is starting next Thursday, which is insanity. I'm excited. I've been ready for back to school for like a while now. I've been like kind of just counting down the days at this point. I don't know, like, I just got accepted into college. That's something that's new. I don't know why I'm sharing that with you, internet, but that's really exciting for me. So I'm just kind of ready for senior year. I'm ready to kind of take the bull by its horns, for lack of a better term, and just kind of get into it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm really excited. I'm one of those people who, I want to be a teacher when I'm older, so like I love school, but also like junior year was really rough for me. Like my classes and just the entire experience was like not a fun time. So I don't know. It's kind of like this weird in between where I'm like excited to go back to school because at least it's not junior year. If you're going to be a junior, don't let this scare you. I'm sure that other people's junior experiences are way better than mine, but it just wasn't a good time. So we're just gonna move on from that. Senior year, I feel like I've waited so long to be on top that like, I'm ready for senior year. I'm gonna like go full out on all like the dress up days and like kind of go a little bit crazy. Okay, well that's the best we're gonna get with this foundation, so I'm accepting that. But yeah, I really like using like a glowy foundation for back to school because it kind of wears better in my mind. A lot of people like matte foundations, but yet again, I have such dry skin that it's easier to kind of like spot cure dry spots on my face for me for back to school if my foundation is already pretty dewy. So that's just what I would prefer. A lot of times if you don't have dry skin, if you have oily skin, I would recommend using one of these and then doing a matte option for the other. So either use illuminating primer or illuminating foundation and then match the other with matte. But yet again, dry skin, I like to use as much liquidy looking situations as I can. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is trying to cover up some spots on my face. So I am using the Born This Way foundation by Too Faced. I don't quite know. All I know is that it smells like coconuts. And honestly, I bought this and I've been using it like okay. I keep trying to use my viewfinder as a mirror. It's just not gonna work. So I've been using this for like a couple of weeks now, probably like a month. And like, I like it. I just like don't love it. Like it does settle into my lines on my face. And like, I'm young, I'm 17, so I don't really have like lines, but like around my mouth, I have like smile lines and it always settles into there if I ever put anything there. So that's really annoying. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but I'm not a super big fan of that. So that's why I don't use it under my eyes. I do use it on my spots and other situations, which is fine. It gets the job done, but I don't know. I really want to try Tarte's Shape Tape concealer, whatever, because apparently that is really, really, really good. So I would like to try that. I used to always blend in my concealer with my fingers, but ever since I got a beauty blender, it definitely like pushes everything into my skin more so it looks more natural, which I'm really all for. Plus another thing I've learned throughout the years, I actually have pretty good skin, but like for the past month, I'd say my skin's been like really, really angry. It like keeps breaking out. So I figured out that as someone who really doesn't have a lot of acne, the best way to cover it up for me is just to like do multiple thin layers of concealer rather than like just trying to pour the entire bottle on my face, which I mean, it's definitely a look, but don't think it's necessarily mine. So I'm just trying to like cover up partially. I mean, I'm not a beauty guru. I'm not gonna be able to cover it up perfectly. It's just not gonna happen, but I just want to look normal, okay? I don't want to look like a zitty teenager. Whatever, I've accepted my fate. The next thing I'm going to do is cover up my under eye circles. Right now, I've actually been sleeping pretty good, so they're not awful, but like during the school year, whew, let me tell you, I have some really bad under eye circles. I get really bad like purple pigmentation when I don't sleep, and I like don't sleep during the school year. So hopefully that'll be better with senior year. This is the Instant Age Rewind Erase Dark Circles Maybelline Concealer. At first, this did not work for me, especially when my dark circles were so bad. And well, Callie being the stupid person she is, I wasn't like spinning it up before I used it or at all. So I was like, why isn't anything coming out? Why do you think? Okay, so I am just going to put this on my skin with my finger. It just works best for me because the heat from your fingers actually like will help melt it into your skin, which is really nice for under eyes because there's so many like little lines and situations down there, especially when you don't have sleep, that it personally works for me. I try to like blend out, like pull it over and kind of blend at the side. It kind of just works best for me. I don't know. Concealer is like my holy grail. Like everyone's always like, I will always go for mascara. Like for me, if I only wore one thing, it'd probably be concealer because it saves my life. Okay, I feel like I'm blended kind of. Let's talk more about my life. I feel like a Chatty get ready with me. I need to like discuss what's going on in my life. So let's discuss this palette. This is the Kat Von D Shade and Light thing. I really want to get her eyeshadow palette, like her Shade Eyes palette. Also, I suck at contouring. I like to do it, but like the issue isn't that I'm like super intense about it. It's like the opposite. Like I'll like put some on and then I'm like, sorry. And then I'm like, no, I don't like that. And then I blend it out. So I'm trying to get better at the entire situation. Since it's summer, in my mind, contouring's for winter and like bronzing's for summer. I don't know if that's true, but like I love contouring and I'm too pale to like get bronze looks. So we're just gonna go with the contour. I'm just trying to get it on my massive forehead. Like, I don't know, my entire forehead could be a national monument. Like we could get like all of the presidents on there, not just like 4 of them. Like, I'm telling you, it's an issue. So I'm just putting that under my jaw, like where you would put it in the hollows of your cheeks. I really don't have very defined cheekbones, so like we pretend. And then a lot of people put it by their nose. I really don't do that. I'm just gonna like put it under my nose. My nose like doesn't want to be contoured, so we're just gonna let it do its thing. The next thing I do is I take this like middle banana shade and I just like put it under my eyeballs because apparently that's what you're supposed to do in the world. Why is there a dark brown spot on my face? Okay, so I'm just going to smack that all up in there, smack that right on the floor, smack that, you need some more. You know what they say. Okay, so we're just gonna try to like set that a little bit so I don't get all weird and creasy. Okay, and then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm gonna take that same middle shade and then I'm just going to like run that under my contour. I don't know if this actually like does anything. I've seen like YouTubers do it and I'm like, oh, that looks like it does stuff. I don't really know if it does. This lighting also is making my skin look super yellow toned. I have really pink toned skin, so I don't quite know why that is, but the next thing I'm going to be doing is taking my Invisible Loose Powder Universal Laura Mercier Situation and just putting that on my face. Also, I have never been able to like, I've never been able to use this stuff and not get it like all over my counter. I'm like not good at this type of stuff. Also, I tried baking before and it's just been like a bad situation for me. So I don't really do that. I just kind of get this entire situation, you know, powdered. Okay, I think that's powdered, kind of. Yet again, I have really dry skin, so I try my best not to put a ton of powder. I just kind of put this where my concealer is and hope for the best. I also try to like really get it under my eyes because that is where I crease the most, so I'm powdered. Also, I'm gonna put some blush on and I'm gonna put that on the opposite of my cheeks and kind of blend it up. I love blush, it's a problem. I think it's like, I have this like weird like middle school like memory whenever I put on blush because I used to like love blush, like to the point where I'd make my face like bright red because I would put so much blush on. But the trick with blush, if you didn't know, is to like keep like 2 inches or like kind of like the middle of your iris like over is where you put the blush on. Like don't put it like right next to your nose, which I totally used to do. I kind of want to do that like what my like makeup used to look like in middle school tutorial thing that's been going around the internet. Let me know if you want to see that. I think it'd be really funny because although I'm not great at makeup now, like it's very different than what I used to be. Also, I cannot get over this hair. It's so funny to me. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is starting on my eyebrows, and this is like a 2-step process. So the first thing I use is my Eyebrow Benefit Brow Situation. And I really like this thing because it's like a one-stop shop. I like just put it in there and put it on my brows. And this is gonna be really hard to show, so I'm not really gonna show it. I'm just gonna kind of do it and then maybe speed it up if editing Callie wants to. Who quite knows? People who are like really good at their brows are probably like cringing at the screen right now, but I mean, am I sorry? Nah. And then I take a little spoolie because the Eyebrow doesn't have one on it, and I just brush them up and over, and that's basically all I do, and it gets rid of a lot of harsh lines when I do that, which is always appreciated in my eyebrow situation. And then I just do the other one. Also, one time someone told me that brows are sisters, not twins, so if you're concerned about your brows looking the same way, don't worry. I've had some like bad experiences where like I went to go get my brows done back in like freshman year or like early or late middle school, and like they just like take off half my eyebrow and I'm like, I love it, thank you, and then I go and cry in the car. Does that happen with anyone else? Like that happens to me every time I get my hair or my eyebrows done. Literally every time. It's bad. And then I like go and cry in the car because I can't deal with confrontation. So that's just how I do that. But yeah, that happens to me literally all the time where I'm like, I love it, thank you, bless. Okay, also I'm realizing I'm like not looking at the screen at all because I'm too busy trying to get my eyebrows to look normal, so sorry if that bothers you. So that's all I do for that. But since this is a back to school makeup tutorial, another thing I do, which is actually something that I literally just started doing like 2 days ago, is using this like clear brow gel, or this is actually like mascara gel. It's like mascara and brow gel, whatever you want to use it for. And it's see-through. The reason why this is good for back to school is people always say like I like to set my brows, but my brows don't really go anywhere. They just kind of like sit on my face. So this is just really nice because I am like the worst at school of like resting my hand on my face on my hand or like rubbing my eyes, and this will just kind of like keep that how it's supposed to be. So it's a really little wand. I don't know if you can see that, but it's very tiny. So I'm just going to literally brush through my eyebrows. Are you sad on my face now? So the next is my favorite part, which is eyeshadow. I love eyeshadow so much. Eyeshadow is like my favorite thing in the world, and it always has been. Like even in middle school, like I loved eyeshadow. And it's weird because I have hooded eyes, so you can't even really see my eyeshadow all that good typically, but like I love it, so we're gonna do it. I'm just using my MAC paint pot in Painterly, and soft ochre also works really good if you have yellow toned like skin. I have like neutral to pink, so I just decided to go with Painterly because I like this color scheme better. But it's a way to set your eyes. There's a billion ways to set your eyes. Literally, you can just use like a light colored eyeshadow. If you don't have anything else, that works too. I used to do that. I also used to love the Urban Decay stuff, but I just really like this because it's like a cream finish instead of like a liquid finish. So I feel like it sets faster, and I'm really impatient, so that's good. But there are two different palettes I'm going to be using. Palettes are my favorite for back to school because it's kind of like a one-stop shop. You don't have to like be digging around for like single eyeshadows. So I am going to go with my OG Naked palette. It is so dirty. I've had this. How long are you supposed to keep eyeshadow? Because this is bad. Like I've had this probably for like 5 years, 6 years, something like that. That's not good, but I love this. This is like the only palette I've ever hit pan on because I literally use it so much. Like you can see like this shade, and this shade. Like I love, like these last three I like don't use, but I love this palette. So this is one that I always would recommend for back to school because it's so neutral toned and everything basically works together. I love it. And then the other thing that I love recently is the Tartelette in Bloom palette. Not only is it freaking gorgeous, I mean, look at this packaging, but the colors in it are really, really nice. There's like a nice mix of like light shades and darker shades, good transitional shades. And I'm actually gonna be using both of these for this look just because that's what I wanna do today. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is I am going to be taking like just a typical eyeshadow brush. I don't know names of these. Like, is this a shader brush? Is this like a, I don't know. I'm just gonna be taking Sweetheart, which is this pink shade down here, and I'm gonna be taking, what are you called? Jet Setter, and Sweetheart, and we're going to be just putting those in my crease as a transitional shade. And yet again, I have hooded eyes, so everything I do, I have to like do super weird. So if you don't have hooded eyes, don't follow me for how to apply this, but if you do, hey, I'm finally learning how to wear eyeshadow properly. Also, this is not a chocolate bar palette, but it smells like chocolate. I don't know if that's just me, but mine smells like chocolate, and I'm kind of obsessed with it. I think it smells delicious. Maybe that's just me. I don't know, man. I'm not complaining. That's like the opposite of a problem. So the next thing I'm gonna be doing is just taking Sweetheart and like just kind of packing it on the outer half of my eye. I really love this pink shade. I think it's really pretty, especially since I have brown eyes, and like, I don't know, I feel like everyone who has light colored eyes like has all the fun when it comes to eyeshadow, so whatever, you can hop off if you don't agree. But I'm going to be taking, now for my Naked palette, I'm gonna be taking the color Sin, which is the second shade in, and like, honestly, this shade, I never used it when I first got this palette because I was like, it's not new. I love matte shades back in the day, but I just am like going to pack this on my lid, and like, I think it's so pretty. It's like what I would picture angels to be bathed in if that was a thing. I don't know why that was the metaphor I went with. It's so pretty. I don't know if you guys can even see that on screen. And then because I don't abide by rules, I'm gonna be taking my finger and just kind of getting some more of that and literally just like trying to get the most pigmentation by just like packing it on. I love shimmer shades and I think they're so pretty. The best tip I can give you for shimmer shades, because a lot of people are afraid of shimmer shades because they're afraid that like it'll like settle into lines or cause issues, is just to keep it on your lid and use all your neutral shades or your kind of like matte shades in your crease. And then if it gets too much or it starts to not go where you want it, go back in with your matte shades like I'm doing right now and just kind of fix what your issue is. This look is really, really nice for back to school because it looks like you put a lot of effort in, but in reality you just use 3 eyeshadow shades. So that's great. The next thing I like to do, which is something that I have done yet again since middle school, it's kind of like just what I do with my eyeshadow because of my eye shape, and that is to take Naked or Buck, depending on what you like. I typically do like a mix of them, and just running that under your eyelid. I've been doing this for like ever. It just kind of like makes your eyelashes look thicker on the bottom. Plus for me, it like elongates my eye shape. I just kind of try to stick to like the outer 2/3 of my eye, I guess. Which is just kind of like a general rule. If it gets farther than that, I'm not super concerned. I'm also going to be going in with just like a fluffy blending blush, blending brush, and taking Flower Child, which is like this like literal skin color shade, and I'm just going to be running this along the outside of what I just did. It literally, as I said, blending is like my only thing I do in life, and that just like softens every line that you've ever made. And then going in with just a clean blending brush that doesn't have any product on it and just blending. The next thing I'm going to be doing is you can either take Funny Girl from the Tartelette Bloom shadow palette, which is great, but my favorite is Virgin from the Naked palette. So I'm going to be using my finger again. No, you know, we're gonna try to be professionals here. I'm going to be taking this brush that came with the Naked palette, and I'm just going to pack this under my eyebrow, just as kind of like a brow bone highlighting situation. Okay, well, that is that. So that's good. I don't typically wear eyeliner to school, mainly because I'm not very good at it and I don't like how it looks on me. So I am going to be using just mascara. That's kind of my next step. I always curl my lashes. Luckily, my eyelashes like stay curled when I curl them. I am #blessed, but my issue is that I'm allergic to a lot of mascaras. Like my eyes itch a lot, and therefore I don't like to wear certain mascaras. So my kind of holy grail is the YSL Shocking Mascara. It's gorgeous. It's like super voluminous and just gorgeous, but because this is a back to school tutorial, that takes a lot of working with so it doesn't look clumpy. So I'm just going to be using the Maybelline Full and Soft Mascara. This used to be kind of like everyone's holy grail, like in 2009 on YouTube. So this is kind of like a throwback for me to finally be using this again. I really love it. It's a good mascara for back to school because it doesn't flake, it doesn't really smudge, it just kind of stays where you put it. Also, mascara is like the hardest thing to put on YouTube because you have to like, I'm just gonna put this on. It's like a very lengthening natural mascara. It's good at making your eyelashes just look like the HD version of themselves, like the glow up challenge of eyelashes, because they just look so long and voluminous. I'd say this is probably one of my favorite mascaras at the time because it's literally so natural. It doesn't feel like I'm like ruining my face by doing this. I'm just going to apply one layer of this. A lot of people do multiple layers of mascara, but yet again, since my eyes are so sensitive, I try to just be minimalist with this entire situation. So yeah, that's basically that. I definitely got some on my eyelid, so I'm going to fix that situation and I'll be right back. Okay, so that's that. It's kind of like a super boring eye look, but I'm okay with that. So for lipstick, there are two different kind of routes I go for back to school. The first one is just kind of a wash of color. So this is CoverGirl's Oh Sugar Situation, and it is this bright pink. It does not come off like that on the lips. Like honestly, this is me like trying to swatch it. It smells really nice, it sets really nice, it doesn't make your lips super dry, it's really just, as I said, nice. It kind of just settles normally onto your lips. But for this, I've decided I'm going to go with a kind of more intense version of a lip, and that is I'm going to be using my ColourPop lipsticks. These are both in Aquarius. This is a lip liner, and this is their like cream finish lippy stick. And this is really nice for back to school because you don't have to worry about it coming off throughout the day, because if the lip color fades, your lip liner will still be there. So I'm just going to quickly try to put this on. I'm really bad at lip liner, so we're just gonna ignore my failure. The good thing about ColourPop is that their lip liners are super user-friendly. Like they don't like go where you don't want them to. But my tip with lip liner is to actually fill in your lips with it so that, yet again, if your color fades, your lip liner is still going to be there. I have really dry lips, yet again. I need to moisturize like 75 times a day, so I get a little bit nervous about this, but ColourPop's formula is really hydrating, so I wouldn't be concerned. So that is the lip liner. I love the color of this. I am an Aquarius, so I feel like an emotional connection to this. And then I'm going to just take the lip color, which is yet again Aquarius, and I'm going to apply that onto my lips. so that is that. The last thing I like to do is I like to take some highlighter yet again. I am really pale, so most highlighters aren't like highlighters on me. They're just kind of like skin color. But this Magic True Match Lumi L'Oreal Illuminator in Ice/Glaze or Gloss. I don't know if that's supposed to be French, but I just put that right here and I blend it. I'm gonna do a lot of blending because yet again, since I am so pale, it like really shows when I don't blend. So we're gonna blend it out. And then I'm also going to be putting this right on my Cupid's bow, the center of my nose, and above my eyebrows. The last thing I like to do is just spray my face. This is NYX Matte Finish Long Lasting Face Spray stuff. I am almost done with this and I'm very surprised that I'm almost finished with this, but I do use it every day. It really helps me not feel cakey throughout the day. I only spray it when I first do it, and then if I have to like make my makeup last for a super long time, like after school, I'll respray it on. So they tell you to go in like an X situation, but I do that and then I just kind of spray it everywhere because I'm a rule breaker. Ugh. So that is basically it for the makeup portion of this look. I am going to be quickly doing my hair, but it's going to be fast forwarded. But I'm going to just end off here and say thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you guys take any type of feedback off of this or if you buy any of these products. I'd love to know if you guys enjoy these as much as I do, because these really are kind of like holy grail staple back to school products, because they're really just like easy to use everyday type of things. But I really enjoyed filming this, and if you guys want more videos like this, or if you have any feedback on how to make these type of videos more enjoyable for you guys to watch, please let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye guys. I do is take my hair out of the braids. I don't need them in there anymore because they have served their purpose. My hair is pretty much dry at this point, so I just shook out my hair and then I changed my part over to where it's supposed to be because I braided my hair down the middle. So just changing my part so it is different. I'm not brushing this out. I'm just finger combing out some of the curls or the waves, I guess, and then curling the front pieces away from my face. I'm listening to Hamilton, as you can probably see from my dancing. So I am curling the front pieces away from my face. I'm not curling every single piece because I want it to be kind of a looser, messier look, but you can see that after I finish the curl, I'm just holding it up to my head for a couple seconds for the initial kind of dry down period. I don't really know if it actually does anything, but I feel like it does in my mind. So I just am holding the curls a little bit, and then once I start getting back towards my ear, I'm switching the direction I kind of curl them, some forward, some backwards, some towards my face, some away, but the ones around your face, you just kind of want to keep generally away from your face. Is just more flattering, I think, personally for me with short hair and my face shape. And then the next thing I'm taking is this Way texturizing spray and spraying the bottoms of my hair and pretty much all of it, to be honest, and then just pushing my hair up and scrunching it up towards my face and just looking at how that looks and scrunching until it is how I like it. And then I am just pinning it back with a blonde bobby pin, literally on both sides. I'm just twisting it and pinning it, and I like this for school especially because I can take notes and not worry about my hair falling in my face at all during the day. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this and like how my hair looks shorter. I really love the curly look, and I hope you guys do too. Bye guys.